Christians, my friends, foolish born-again Christians who are believers and not thinkers.
Yeah, Zoe once again. You know, when you're young, you believe everything, but when you grow, you need to question them. These are some questions, very relevant. Don't be offended. Better music. Alright, tie. Many so time me who we are seeing me no. And I yesu beba maybe sane bia na wengo. Fise free tete. A Christo for Jesus is coming soon 20 years ago. And so still I won't do. Common sense in judgment in answer that why you garden of feeding. Onyankopon said bia the wembo. Yeah. To be on the map on summer went to. We was a bon summer me bonia me kojebo. When you blasphemy, but me who say it make sense. On the ball me or mama journey for self defense. When I go bob on some many paya bonia, I then I won't couldn't to avoid more offense. But when kumu sam no koneba. Before then, we be who being keka. Or not this room for when te mene aquanantena. Na jana jatia so na jebe shamana jaconia. Hey, who be the enemy? Samoka sebon samoa a Sunday so funny. O Christonia uni do, munyame sumponi. Na mo bompa ye tututu na bruni making more money. And pabon save your economy, so shut up. Use the common sense. Yeah, you might bo wo my nenya with daily bread. Na two we japa dia who fence. O kwa sorry you one ko body na church. Utu esika de months of for na yire na weekend. Unyankopon oni bank account nyame so mpane so bebe kakra ko hwenyanka utua wo tight tua wo dues emu dollar pounds eso make us say obi pon sorry akodi mpampa we don't do respect ya maria sa mesu nyame o unyankopon boy say ye meso me ye ho enti wo ye lawyer ne a wo ye doctor ne a wo ye teacher ne a di no kure eno ano no CSF Abraham de Moshe na yeso nkante manka Ghana antiti say religion dey come here yes nyansa nya adwuma biemu ya to yen kocha na twena kofa broni die no wuhia bibeni a yefre wo sen o se frɛ me Frederick enso bi hu broni bi a yefre de Kofi Konto ya yera identity so who gonna be called the brethren broni say ne kete da so abibeni mbobo adwene ne ho abode ne bre obi ne ho a wotwe be be sika da ho a wonpe wa broni kapra ye de to ahwe de enti Africa yanto ye ne meye be ye mobo yefre me zo we nwom ne ye me bomo kokko
Mr. On the beat. Eye opener on this one. These are the words of a wise man. Nobody carries a heavy burden than he who has evil intentions. Once there's a creation, there must be a creator. God whose supernatural powers and miracles can only be found in a book, but not in real life. It's equal to a God who never existed. Nasajina Nejuma, body no Abraham ben Moshe, leader of Common Sense family. No size. Wagwan P Black.
Christianity is a business.
Yeah.
Jesus is the product. Christians are the customers. Your prophet and your pastors are the beneficiaries.
Yeah.
Logic and common sense.
What a new way to cool off and quench your thirst. And now everyone is enjoying the surprising experience of Paradise Park treated drinking water. Join the refreshing experience and enjoy the all-new Paradise Park treated drinking water. Paradise Park treated drinking water. Drink pure, live more.
I'm asking you, do you really know? Do you know where you come from and where you go? Hello? You don't know?
No.
You can bullshit yourself. I came from heaven, I'm going back to heaven. If you're so sure that you're going back to heaven, why don't you go today? If you knew that you are going to a better place than here, why don't you go? This is the greatest crime upon humanity, that we told people there is a better place than this. This is a crime, because this is not allowing human beings to live their life to their full depth and dimension, because they think the real life is elsewhere. Now, do you have any proof that you are not already in heaven and making a mess out of it?
Yo. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you find yourself around the world. This is your brother LifestoneGh. And if you see me live, meaning there are issues to talk about, we are the people who are claiming to have this kind of passion, have this kind of love for our country. So we'd always talk about issues that we think is of concern to the people and for the betterment of the country. On this page, African Youth Empowerment, I want people to take note that the name of this page will be changing soon. I'm changing the name of the page from African Youth Empowerment to Pan-African Voice. I'm changing the name of this page from African Youth Empowerment to Pan-African Voice for reasons that I will explain later. Some of the reasons why I'm here this afternoon. So please, when you joined, you share the video for someone to also come in and hear whatever I have to tell people. There is some trending issue going on in Ghana right now, okay? And please, on my page, I like doing English language. I like doing English language purposely because I want to communicate this message to Africa. This message is supposed to be communicated to Africans, not limited to my country alone. So please, when you come, please try and share this video, and please understand the reason why I have to use English language instead of any other local language for this video. This is for the purposes of educating the masses on the continent. Thank you very much. There is some trending issue in Ghana about some students entering school and they've not been accepted in the school because they have dreadlocks. This is the trending issue in Ghana this whole week. And the issue is escalating. Now parents are going to court. The GES is saying something. The PTA is saying something. And the school authorities are also saying a whole lot of different things. But this afternoon, I'm here to digest. I want us to digest this issue as Ghanaians and humans and Africans as a whole. You see, I personally, when I heard this thing, I never had any problem with the school deciding not to admit the students because of their dreadlocks. Okay? But deep inside the case, when issues started popping up, all of a sudden, we saw these pictures flooding on social media about foreigners who are in the school, not even foreigners as such, Caucasians, or what we call here half-castes, are in the school and they are putting on the same hair that other people are being denied not to enter the school with. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. That is what popped my interest. The reason is this. Every institution in Ghana, every institution in this country have got their own rules and regulations. They've got their policies. For example, there is no way you'll be allowed to enter a makaranta as a lady without your hijab. It's not allowed. There is no way you enter the mosques wearing on slippers, shoe, or anything. Is not allowed. So I know a lot of institutions, regardless of the laws in the country, have got their own rules and regulations. But what I didn't understand is this: should the rule and regulation apply to certain people only? This is what got me alarming, and I said, okay, let me come on and explain this. Today, I'll be taking you into the Constitution of Ghana, an article about child education and child rights. And today, we'll be digging into the Constitution to look at the issue of child rights and child education in Ghana. What does the Constitution say about it? And we'll be digging into the Achimota school. What are they really saying about this dreadlock? Are they refusing to accept the students that are on dreadlocks because they are blacks? Or is just a rule in the school? that every student must trim their hair before coming to the school. This afternoon, I'm here and I'm going to, excuse me if I'm going to use any hard language on anybody, but it is time we try speaking sense to some people in Africa. Blacks, we do not love ourselves. The colonial mentality is still taking over us, is still eating in us. A very long time ago, I did this video and I was talking about how slavery would continue, how slavery was planned to be continued. Some of us, when we come and we are talking, there are some people who come and they will be like, you don't know what you are talking about. What is your level of education? What, blah, blah, blah. They start speaking all this nonsense. But some of us, it's not about classroom education. We have forms of education. I'll be addressing all these things today in this video. Some of us, we think ahead. And we see things in a different way that people do not see. There are some of us living right now, out of every generation, it is difficult to have 100 full of us out of every generation. Yes, it is like that. We have to accept the reality. There are some of us. Let's take the likes of Abraham Ben Moshe. Let's take the likes of Martin Luther. Let's take the likes of Bob Marley. Let's take the likes of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our own. In a generation, it is very difficult to have 100 full of these people at a time. So we come by luck. Now, when we are here, we are speaking sense. It's not about education. It's not about anything you know, but it is because we have certain things that was gifted to us before coming. So sometimes we speak with passion, and sometimes we might say things your minds cannot even comprehend. Now, let's go to Achimota School. The Rastafarians went to school, fine. They went to their private school. Some of them were homeschooled, actually. So they are now going to the SHS, which is the Senior Secondary Education in Ghana. They had their dreadlocks from childhood. It's not like something they picked up on the way. This is my emphasis. The dreadlocks that they have is not something they picked up along the way. It was something that they grew up with. So I was digging into this dreadlock issue. Aside it being a religion of certain people, there were some cases that some people are not supposed to even trim their hair because it triggers certain diseases. It triggers certain sicknesses. It endangers their health in a certain way. Yes, my wife is a nurse, luckily, so I was asking her into this and she was explaining a lot to me. Please, when you can share this video. You see, so I started learning and I realized, yes, it's true. But let's go to Achimota. You accepted the students into the school. And now they have finished their prospectus and everything that they were supposed to buy. Now it is time for them to go on campus and the school says, no, we do not accept such people in the school. For you to come to the school, you have to cut off your dreadlocks. I don't have any problem with that. Let me emphasize on this. I don't have problem with the Achimota school saying they won't accept students with dreadlocks because according to their school rules and regulations, your hair must be trimmed. This is where I have problem. Is this rule of the school set only for certain people and certain race? This is the question we are asking. I'll be going to the Nagrat boss that came to sit the Joy News interview, speaking all those nonsense things that he thought he was making sense. Today, I'm going to say a lot of harsh words, and excuse me, I need to say it. The Nagrat boss, he came, he was interviewed, and he was speaking like he was speaking sense. He was speaking like he was educated, but all I saw there was a man of colonialism, someone whose balls were being pressed to follow a certain rule or he cannot survive. So the students were denied to enter the school because they are blacks and they have dreadlocks. So I was looking at this. All of a sudden, pictures started flooding on social media about students who equally have these dreadlocks and they are in the school. And I was like, how can this be true? Because if it is the policy of the school, if it is the rules and regulation of the school that a student coming to the school must trim their hair, then these rules should not be exempted from any person or regardless of any race. Because they say something, as in Rome, we don't care whether you are an Indian. As you are in Rome, we don't care whether you are an Arabian. As in Rome, we don't care whether you are an African. Whilst you are in Rome, you do what the Romans do. That is the rule. I accept it. But should it come to the extent where, this is Rome, but these people, they are Israelite. We allow them to do their Israel things, but you are African. You are not allowed to be your African in Rome. That makes the rule that Rome set becomes discriminating. Yes, this is blacks discriminating against them, their own selves. Blacks, we don't love ourselves because the colonial mentality has never left us. I said it a long time ago in my video that a lot of people think that slavery is over, okay? This is what blacks think, that the slavery is over. No. The people who orchestrated this slavery, they thought far ahead of you. You cannot be smart than your slave master. They thought far ahead. They knew they were going. They knew the slavery, the physical slavery, was going to end in no time. They knew it will be time before people will start fighting for their right, and this physical slavery will not continue. So they planned and plotted the upgrade of the slavery, and that is the worst form of slavery every human being could ever go through. Mental slavery. They saw it. They saw it right before they started. They knew it, that this physical slavery, where people are caught, put in chains and guns, would soon end. But in order to continue enslaving these people, they needed another form of slavery. That is the mental slavery, and that is the worst form of slavery. And till today, that is the only slavery an African man is finding difficult to come out from. So we are enslaved. Do not for a second think you are free. You are still a slave. So when they were going, leaving the physical slavery behind, they put in place institutions and systems that would make sure slavery continued. Come on, this afternoon I'm here to teach. And if you don't like this video, with all due respect, there are a lot of things happening on social media. There are girls removing their asses, showing their private parts. You can go to any other page and watch anything. But what I don't like it, when you come under my video section and you type a stupid comment, I'm going to block you. I deal with sensible people on my page. That is it. And if you come here and you think there is something that I'm saying that is wrong, there will be time for me to give you opportunity to come and express yourself. Don't type nonsense under my comment section. Thank you very much. So when they decided to go, leave the physical slavery behind, they thought of the biggest form of slavery that could last more than the 400 years of slavery, that physical slavery that they did. What was it? Mental slavery. So they put down institutions and systems to make sure the slave trade continued, to make sure slavery never ended in Africa. Today, I'll be talking into those institutions. There are some people, immediately you start talking about religion, they'll start telling you, and we have a lot of benefits of religion. They brought us education. What was the education? The religious education, the religious form of education, your colonial master's form of education that he brought to you was not meant to make you any good or any better than him. Africans, it's time to start reasoning. It's time to think. Your colonial master's form of education that he left for you was never meant for you to be better than him. The slave can never be better than the master. And they wrote it down in their own Bible and brought it to you. That a servant cannot be richer or better than the master. So they gave you education, the first system, the education that was meant to continue the slavery in your mind. And who do they put in charge of this system? They put your politicians and they put your religious leaders, your pastors, your imams. They were the people that were left behind to make sure we, the whites, are no longer here. We, your colonizers, we are going. We are not going to be with you. But we must have watchdogs who are going to continue our work. So they put down systems that will continue the work that they started before leaving. And they put people in place to make sure it continued. Today, I'll open up your brain. Yes, we are here to open up the brain of the African child. I will open your brain up whether you like it or not. So they put a system in place and they put people in charge of it. These people are your pastors. They are your politicians. They are your so-called leaders. They are your lawyers. They are your police. They put down institutions, set down rules for them to use as a tool to keep you enslaved forever. These are them. Let's look at these people. Look, what do you think these people are? These are the judges in Ghana. What is representing that white ribbon that they've put on, that white something that is on their head? What is it representing? Look on their neck. There is a white something color that they put there. What does it represent? These are the people that were put in place to make sure the slavery continue in your mind. Now, this was it. They were all replaced. You see, when the whites were going, they needed people to continue their work for them. Till today, why is it that the black man, Ghana, 64 years after colonial rule, we still put on the white man's wig in order to judge our own people in court? What is the symbolic reason behind the white wig? For those who think they are educated, they'll be coming to this video to talk blah, blah, blah. Can someone show me the symbolic significance? The symbolic significance behind the white wig that these judges and lawyers put on. Is it not the continuation of the white man? Are they not standing there representing everything your colonial master brought to you? Which other people were put in place? Let's look at them. Yes, look at him. What does he have on his neck? A white tie. A white tie. Unless with this white tie, you are not even qualified to be a pastor, a reverend minister. This is the identity of slavery. This is it. I'll show you. It's represented everywhere. Unless you wear this thing, you are not qualified to be called a man of God. You are not qualified to be called a reverend minister. This is it. Let's look at them. They are wearing it. You see it everywhere. What is the necessity behind the white tie that should be on their neck? Today, I said I am here to speak wisdom to people who want to learn. What is the reason behind the white tie that they've put on their neck? If you say you are educated, you can come on and explain. They are there. Everywhere you can find them. Yes. You're supposed to put on the slave master's identity because you have been put in charge. You have been put in place to continue what the slave master started. So this is where it ended us. Yes, look at them kissing the white Jesus picture. This is it. This was the continuation of the physical slavery that they adapted into the mental slavery. And that is the worst form of slavery. It is the worst form of slavery because, you know, the physical slavery, you could battle with strength to get out. But the mental slavery is something that you are brought up in from childhood. From childhood, you are brought up in this mental slavery. And it is very difficult to free yourself. So has Africa really left the shackles of colonization? No, it is there. And today, the help of social media is making us see things more clear. That slavery never ended in Africa. It was only transformed from the physical to mental. And the mental slavery is what we will be fighting for the next decades. And we will never finish fighting it. We speak with passion. It's not about your level of education. Intelligence is not about sitting in the classroom. Like I said, what do we gain from the classrooms? The education that was set up for us by our colonial masters, that education system was never meant for you to be better than him. You want me to give you proof? It's a simple proof. I said it last time. Look at all the medical institutions. Look at all the universities that we have across the entire globe of Africa. Since 2019, that this coronavirus pandemic hit, Africa still waited for a country like India to produce a vaccine for us to use. Come on. We are speaking truth. I said, since 2019, that this coronavirus pandemic hit, if you want to know you are mentally enslaved, we still waited for a country like India to do a vaccine for the entire African continent to use. Where is our schools? Where are our medical institutions? Where are our researchers? That is why I'm telling you, your colonial master never gives you anything that makes you better than him. Everything that he gave you was supposed to make you conform to him. He is your master and will continue to be your master. The slave or the servant shall never be better than the master. And we are here. Ghana, 64 years down the lane, we still import common toothpick from China. 64 years down the lane, we have engineers who cannot construct gutters. 64 years down the lane, we have medical doctors who are paracetamol prescribers. 64 years down the lane, we have engineers who cannot construct a 1 kilometer road. This is Africa. This is the sad story of Africa. And when you talk, they are the so-called educated ones who will come out because they are also being prepared to come and replace their masters. They are being prepared to come and replace. So they will come out here and they will start talking nonsense. Now, let's go back to Achimota. Let me leave these people. So Achimota school wanted to tell us that according to the rules and regulations in the school, students must trim their hair nicely before admitted into the school. That is why they rejected this boy. Achimota school is telling me because of the regulations in their school, so this boy was rejected. Because why? The boy was a Rastafarian. Thank you. Now, we went into the same school and we saw that the rule was breaking. The rule was broken. Please look at these 3 young, beautiful girls. The only thing that is different about them is this. They have a white skin. The only thing different about these 3 ladies standing there in this Achimota uniform is that they have a white skin, while this, my brother, is having a black skin. It's not only that. Let's look at this Indian boy. The only thing that differentiates this boy from the boy sitting next to him is his skin color. That is the only thing that differentiates him. This is what makes him special. This is what makes these people special. This is why these people can go to Achimota school and the black people that the school was actually built for cannot enter there. My people, are we thinking at all? Are we reasonable? And please, with all due respect, what has the hair of this boy got to do with what is in his brain? I'm asking. I'm not a Rastafarian. I don't practice Rastafarianism. I said, what has the hair of this boy got to do with what is inside his brain? Should intelligence be weighed on human characteristics and appearance like hair and skin color? Should our intelligence be weighed on our hair, the way we look, the way our skin is? Do you know the problem Achimota school has? You see, if this boy had bought a bleaching cream and has bleached himself white and entered Achimota school, he will be received with warm hands. Yes, because of the shackles of colonialism, the black man is still under the colonial rule. Now, let's go to the Nagrat boss. The so-called Nagrat people, National Association, what of graduates, what nonsense they call themselves. The guy came out to speak, and in fact, in his speech, it annoyed me more than everything. It was because of his video, that is why I decided to come live. Yes, because of the video of that man, that is why I decided to do this live video. It's time to teach our people that we are learning, we are evolving, and information today is not like it was in the 90s. And things have changed. Now, let's listen to this man talk. He thinks he's educated, he has sense. Let's just listen to him talk.
And the staff of Achimota did not deny the young man admission. They rather spelled out to the young man the rules and regulations of Achimota Senior High School. We cannot begin this day to start making exemptions for individual students based on their beliefs, based on their culture, based on their tradition, and based on many other issues.
Okay, thank you. He said what? They cannot begin to compromise the rules of the school for individualism based on what? Their beliefs, their culture, tradition, and any other thing. Please, with all due respect, Mr. Nagrat boss, these people that are on screen right now, is it not a dreaded Rastafarian standing at the middle? Please. What is the difference between the girl standing there and this boy standing here right now? You said you cannot compromise. But is these people actually in your school? You see, it is time we start telling Ghanaians the truth. These people are students of Achimota. All the three girls you see standing over there. The girl standing in the middle there is a Rastafarian. That is a dreadlock that she has. The rest have their natural head. So the one standing on the far left, her own is permed, and they are in the school. These people are also in the school. So what do you mean by you cannot compromise? Can you compromise when it comes to a different race? Can you compromise when it comes to a different person? This is what I don't understand. What do you mean by you cannot compromise? Let's listen to him.
That will lead to a chaotic school environment. Because of this, Nagrat disagrees totally with the position of the management of the Ghana Education Service. And we are calling on the Ghana Education Service to redirect the headmistress and the staff of Achimota Senior High School to ensure that the rules and regulation of Achimota Senior High School, and indeed any other senior school, is abided by every student.
Thank you. There are rules and regulations in every school, and there is a constitution body governing every school in Ghana. There is no rule in a school in Ghana that is above the Ghanaian constitution. That is why I'll be backing this video up with the constitution to tell this man that he is not learned, he is just in position because people who are wiser than him have been denied the access to be sitting where he is. He is not there because he's intelligent. He is there because he has gone through the same colonial system of education where he thinks having a set of paper, a piece of paper or an A4 sheet where it is written certificate is very important than being intelligent. That is what this man is saying. What does the Constitution of Ghana say about education? What does the Constitution of Ghana say? Educational rights. Read clause 25. It says, all persons shall have the right to equal educational opportunities and facilities, and with view to achieving the full realization of that right. A. Basic education shall be free and compulsory available to all. Secondary education in indifferent forms, including technical and vocational, blah, blah, blah. All those things are not really necessary to me. Under that education section, when you look at the clause 2, it says, every person shall have the right at his own expense to establish and maintain a private school or schools at all levels and of such categories and in accordance with such conditions as may be provided by law. Now, what does the law say about cultural beliefs? Let me take this thing up a notch. Cultural rights and practices. Every person is entitled to enjoy, practice, profess, maintain, and promote any cultural language, tradition, religion, subject to the provisions of this constitution. All customary practices which dehumanize or are injurious to the physical and mental well-being of a person is prohibited. This is what the Constitution of Ghana says. I'm asking the child in dreadlock, which of these constitutional rules or clauses has he violated? Now, so I dug deep into it. Let's go and look at the reason behind this. Students should trim their hair. Students should trim their hair. Look. We are still under the colonization of the white man. Africa has never been free from this. Africa is still under slavery, and I'm telling you this time it is the worst form of slavery. I don't want to continue with the Nagrat man because he's going to annoy me and I might go to the extent of insulting, and I don't want to do that on my video. So I'll leave his video, let him keep his nonsense to himself. Now, there is a reason why all this thing happened, okay? I wanted to show this. This thing popped up in Oprah News some few years ago. This article, this is not the first time this thing have happened. It's just that now with the power of social media, we see things very clearly often now. This thing popped up some few years ago, and it was on Oprah News. What is the reason behind students who trim their hair before going to school? Now, let me tell you this. Like I said, our educational system, the educational institution was set down by our colonial masters. They brought this form of education to us, and they set up the education in just one way, in order that we might understand and communicate with them. Okay? The education was set up in order that we might communicate with them. I had this African brother saying something about the kind of education that was brought to us. Let me see if I can see this video. Yes. Let's watch this. Just take a few time. Let's listen to this man. Here's
that if we take away Africans from practice and move them to theory, we will be creating a labor force for ourselves. So they brought a school system which did not promote thinking, but promoted remembering.
Say that again.
They brought a school system which did not promote thinking, but promoted remembering for the sake of creating good employees who don't think but can remember. Okay?
Right.
So they brought a school system where you learned useless things. Homo habilis. Who was Shaka's mother? What is the longest river in Africa? Tell me, what is the use of that rubbish? Okay? So you went into school and you were studying how many times Muslims pray per day.
Yep.
You wake up at night to study how many times Muslims pray per day. So you memorize photosynthesis. You memorize how many teeth a dog has. You memorize everything. And at the end of the day, what did they produce? They produced someone who was a container of useless knowledge. A container of useless knowledge.
Right.
That is why today we have doctors, we have been independent for 55 years. Have you heard that there are vaccines being made by Zambian doctors? So you walk out of medical school as someone who knows when to give Panadol, how to take temperature. You are a doctor who is a Panadol distributor. And it's not your fault, the education system. Okay? You have professors in this country, in the School of Forestry at Copperbelt University.
Yep.
We have lived with Mukula tree since God created the world. All they know is how to label the parts of the tree. They don't know the value of the tree.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So when this mission succeeded, then they came to set up industries. And when they set up industries, who was the laborer? The graduate from the School of Remembering. Okay. Someone who would remember how to dig, where to dig. Someone who would remember how to cut a tree and how many pieces. Someone would remember. And they rewarded you with a bribe called a salary, and we became comfortable.
Right.
So when they come into Africa, what are they coming to do? They are coming to reap your resources, and you are a means of production. So this is what made Africa poor.
Thank you. The man just said a whole lot of truth. You see, the man spoke wisdom. And it's just like what I'm saying. That was the education that was brought to Africa. Why is it that over 64 years of independence, today the African continent is still importing something like toothpick from China? This is what I'm saying. It is just miseducation. The education was just meant for you to remember. First, the education was meant for you to change your identity as a black man, where a black man does not even see his own skin color as being okay. The education was just for the purposes of you knowing that your slave master is above you always. This was what the education system was set for you to always remember what you've been taught. You went to school and you went to learn how to label the parts of a grass cutter. Yes. You went to school and you went to learn at what age Abraham was circumcised. You went to school and you went to learn at what age Jesus started his ministry. You went to school to learn how many prophets are in the Bible. You went to school to learn what is the pillars of Islam. You spent your nights. You spent your precious nights thinking about what are the 5 main pillars of Islam, because this was what your examination was going to be about. And our leaders, the people that they put in charge to handle this, being it the pastors, the imams, and our so-called leaders, the president, they know this. And there is a simple thing that they also benefit from this: to keep the citizens poor. Keep them poor. Yes, they have to keep you poor, and every time you have to beg them. So you have to go to the school of remembrance. When you come back, you have to come and beg the politician to give you a job. Because from school, you cannot do anything by yourself. From school, you cannot do anything by yourself, because that was the education. That was the colonial form of education that was set down. There are people in Ghana, they claim they have master's degree, they have PhD in medicine. I said, when COVID-19 came, what effort did your president even put in getting a vaccine? When did India become a country that could produce vaccine for Africa? When did India become a country that was so good of producing medicine, vaccine for an African person? Look, we will speak what people can't tell you. And because of this, you are going to hate us for telling you this. And we will still tell it to you without fear. After all, we know death is around the corner. You people that have been scaring with death. No, death is for every man. If someone doesn't kill you, by all means, you will die. And if you understand life the way I understand it, you will know that without death, life is meaningless. So we will speak truth to our people. What form of education was brought to you? What have you been able to do with the education? 64 years down the lane, what have you done with the education? 64 years down the lane, now the African child is telling you even the food that we eat is not good for him. 64 years down the lane, the Ghanaian child is telling me, no, even the medicine in my country is not good for me. That is the worst form of mental slavery. That is the worst form of colonization. Africa should wake up from the shackles of colonial rule. We are there. We've not been freed. I tell you every time, the only independence we have is we don't have people chaining us, chasing us with guns to run and join a ship. That is the only independence the African man or African child is having. When it comes to clear independence, the African man is still under the worst form of slavery, because our brains are attuned to one thing: the sky daddy, the white God in the sky. We are always expecting things to drop down from the sky. So you are here. You have your natural resources. It is someone who determines what you do with it. You have your gold, you have your diamond, you have your oil, but someone has to decide what you do with your natural resources. You think you are free? You are not free. No African country is free. We are all under the same colonial rule. This time it's not physical, it is mental, and that is the worst form of it. So let's go. I want to show you the reasons behind, the reasons why our colonial masters thought that it was okay that every African child coming to school should trim the hair, whether you are a male or a female. And you see, when I go through the reasons, I get more annoyed. The reasons behind the trimming of the hair. And there is an exception from the beginning. From the beginning, this rule was set. There was an exception. This nagrat of a man, this man, This nagrat of a man, this man. That's why I said he's an educated illiterate.
Let me repeat that. That we are calling on the director.
This man, he doesn't know anything. The people who set down these rules, they added a clause to the rule which this bar-headed man is following. And he accepted. Let's go ahead and look at some of the things that they said. Okay? I don't know. It's too small for you guys to see anyway. Let me see if I can. I can make it. Can I make it large? Let me see. Okay. I think, yes. This is the reason. First, they believe that if girls are allowed to keep their hair, they will spend more time catering for their hair than study. This notion is absolutely wrong. You see, the first belief why they think ladies going to school should trim their hair is because of this. It's not like it's of any risk to anybody. It's not like it's going to endanger the life of anybody. No. They think that because of their hair, the girls will spend more time sketching for their hair than to study. Very flimsy, very nonsense, very stupid excuse for making someone trim the hair. This is a very foolish excuse. Let me tell you, I'll come back and explain what the effect, what is the side effect of this rule that is here. I will show you the side effect because I'm married and I'm living with a woman. I'll show you the side effect. Let's go to the rule number 2. Where's the rule number 2? Secondly, they believe that if Ghanaian girls are allowed to keep their hair, they will not be able to understand anything they study. Look at this. Look, just imagine this nonsense. Just imagine this nonsense. Second, they believe that if Ghanaian girls are allowed to keep their hair, they will not be able to understand anything they study. Oh, my people, are we dumb? Are we that dumb till today? In this 21st century, you have a bar-headed man like this man believing this nonsense that if a girl keeps the hair, meaning the girl cannot study. Are we okay? Are we okay? This is the reason. What's their third reason? They believe that when Ghanaian girls shave their hair off, it makes them more beautiful. This is absolutely not true. Where does shaving off your hair make someone more beautiful than the other? Where does shave? I say share this video. There's a lot of things I want to teach today. You are not sharing the video. Please share the video. Let this video go far. Even if I'm arrested for this video, I'll be okay. What nonsense is this? Girls should trim their hair because when they have the hair and they go to school, they cannot study. I mean, what science? Look, what spirituality? What cultural practice? What nonsense rule is this? Where is it proven in science that someone keeping the hair long cannot study? You see, I've told you, we have not left the colonial master's rule. We are under it. And we are happy. And someone like this man, this Nagrat boss, is happy with this rule. And there is an exception to the rule. There is an exception to the rule. Let me show you. There is an exception. Yes. For many years now, it is believed in Ghana that young girls, especially those in senior high school, are supposed to shave their hair in order to fit in or be accepted to attend school again, to gain an education. This practice has gone on for years, so it is believed to be the right thing for these girls, since all their mothers and female relatives go through the same process. Many adults do not realize how traumatizing it is for their kids to shave their hair just because they are black. You see, they are supposed to shave the head. This is what is annoying you. They are supposed to shave the hair just because they are black. You are supposed to shave your hair just because you are black. You see the nonsense behind this thing. You see the nonsense. Many adults do not realize how traumatizing their kids to shave their hair just because they are black. And that is one of the customs in Ghana for girls to go through. It is quite baffling that Caucasian girls who also attend the same school in our Ghanaian, with our Ghanaian girls, are made to keep their hairs. So this was the rule. A Caucasian girl, a Brazilian girl, an European girl who goes to the same school with this Ghanaian girl, when she keeps the hair, she can study. You see the nonsense. You see the stupidity in this ideology. Tell me this is not colonization. Tell me this is not colonization. You see, the Caucasian girl, when they keep their hair, they can study with their hair. As for the Caucasian girl, when her hair is long, she can study, and she's more beautiful in the hair. Come on. As for the Caucasian girl, she will not waste much time with her hair rather than to study. My people, are we human beings at all? Are we human beings at all? And you have a stupid person in position.
The management of Ghana Education Service to redirect the management of Achimota Senior High School to ensure that the students, and indeed everybody, abide by the rules and regulation of the school. We are also calling on parents to know that every school has its own rules and regulation. They should.
You see, this is what annoys me. I'm asking this question. Maybe I'm not educated that much into law, but I'm asking, is the rules and the regulation of a public school in Ghana higher than the constitution in Ghana? Is the rule of the public school in Ghana, the laws in the school, are they higher than the laws of the country? I want to know this. Someone should educate me. This man is just bar-headed, and I mean, he does not look. He's someone's father. I want to desist from insulting this man, but honestly, this man is a fool. You see, if this man is telling me girls are supposed to trim their hair because they are black, or because they cannot study when the hair is long, or because the long hair is going to waste their time, but the Caucasian girl, the European girl, the Brazilian girl, the American girl can keep their hair because as for them, the hair will not affect anything in their life. Like I said before, I am not a Rastafarian. I've not even gone to learn Rastafarianism. No, I'm not interested in that. But I am interested in logic and common sense. I ask this simple question. How does the hair of this boy on screen, how does the hair describe his intelligence? What position does the hair of this boy has to play on his intelligence? The other one was on interview yesterday night, and he said he would love if the school will look at his intelligence rather than his physical appearance. And I realized the boy was even more sensible than the school. You see, Africans have been brainwashed to the extent that we don't know how to use people. I say this all the time. There are some players, you see, let's take some players like Balotelli. Let's take some players like Balotelli. Let's look at the attitude of Balotelli. That guy would have been in Ghana and would have never been able to even play a coast football. Do you know why? Because Africans have got this notion of morality to the extent that they will judge you based on your attitude instead of what you can do. Africans will judge you based on your physical appearance more than what you can do. Balotelli can be disrespectful. Balotelli will insult all his coaches. But the team that always took Balotelli in took him because of one thing. When it gets to the field of play, Balotelli will play the ball. Africans, we must begin to think. I said Africans should begin to think to the extent where even if we put Satan himself, the so-called Satan himself, on the presidential seat in any African country, he can still perform. But because we don't think, our mentality is off. We've been programmed a certain way and we are not also fighting to get out of it. Africans would rather pick the very bad thing from the Europeans, from the Americans, and that one is considered in society like bleaching your skin, piercing of your face, tattooing your body. Africans who adopt these things than trying to know why a white man can do a thumb drive, why a white man can build a pen drive, why a white man is the one doing this mouse, why a white man is the one doing this laptop, why an African child cannot do any of this. The African man is not interested in this. Are we sick? Are we part of creation at all? No, I want to ask this, is it a curse? Is it a curse that we are Africans? Is it a curse? So when you look at all the excuses that they gave down here, being the reason why an African girl is supposed to trim the hair and a Caucasian girl can keep theirs. That is it. Even in this picture, you can see some half-caste girl. She has her dress on. Look at the picture very well. It's a school in Ghana. You can see that that girl there have her hair on because she's half-caste. She's fair. Her skin is white. So for her keeping that long hair, it does not waste her time. It makes her more beautiful and she can study well with that hair on. But the black girls following her cannot do same. Now, I want to address this simple thing. As someone who is staying with a woman, I want to address the long-term effect of this second law. They believe that if Ghanaian girls are allowed to keep their hair, they will not be able to study. No. I think the first one rather. This one. First, they believe that if girls are allowed to keep their hair, they will spend more time catching for their hair than to study. Look, this is the stage in every girl's life when they start learning. You see, let's educate our people. They are old, and sometimes I don't blame them. Their brain is getting weaker. That is why maybe they cannot think outside certain things. This is the stage where a girl is supposed to learn self-management. This is the stage to even let a girl practice time management very well. And who could do this better than the school? Keep your hair. Your hair must be neatly kept. And you have to be in school on time. And you have to be in school on time. Keep your hair, come to school on time. What will be the biggest form of training these students to be better people in society? Let me tell you the effect. Because Ghanaian girls will start learning how to do this hair mostly after they are gone to university. And it's a very short period. When you don't know, and you are going out with a Ghanaian girl, and she's dressing, I'm telling you, she can spend 2 hours of your time. She can spend 2 hours of that time trying to see what they can do with the hair, because it's something that they are still practicing. It gets to a stage, look, it gets to a stage, they don't even know how to keep the hair anymore. So it's either they go and trim it, or they start putting on what we love. The Peruvian hair, the Brazilian hair. This is what they start putting on at these stages. And you see, the headmistress of the Achimota school is a Peruvian hair woman. She loves Peruvian hair. So she would rather see these students wear Peruvian hair than keep their natural hair. The brainwash, the stupidity of Africa. The brainwash and the stupidity of Africa. You see, this is the time to have taught the girls how to manage their time. But they will not. Don't manage it. Now, after school, the girl will be employed, and she has to use hours of her time looking at what she can do to her hair alone. Why? Because she was not taught. You see how stupid we are? Excuse me to say. This is why we don't think. This is why people are still making decisions for us till today. And it is sad. It is sad that we are still under colonial rule after 64 years of gaining independence. It is sad that the whole Africa is still under this mental slavery. It's sad. Look, the boy doing the dreadlocks, you see, the boy with the dreadlocks, this boy, you see, I don't know, but you see, this boy and his mother they were on Kofi TV yesterday, okay? And according to the mother, the boy was homeschooled all his life. This boy started schooling just 3 years ago because the family had concerns that his social life was also very important, okay? That is why the mother had to make him go to school. Even me, the school this boy is going to, I see no benefit in it, because we have thousands of students graduating from this school every year, and we still don't see any good thing they've done with the school. Yes, I can show you my life is awesome without going to SHS. Yes, I'm here. I live an awesome life. I live a well-educated life, but I've never gone to SS in my life. How does the intelligence of this boy compare to the hair that he has? And you see, the hair is not something the boy picked up. Let's say maybe he started growing up from JHS and he decided to do dreadlocks. No. No. It's something that he was groomed with, something that he started from childhood, and it is part and parcel of him. Maybe, let's take for instance, that is religious belief. It's not his fault. He was born into it. When he grows to the extent where he can make decisions, he must choose to keep it or not. But is it up to someone to force him to take it off? That is the question. And how does this dreadlock affect another student? I read a letter from the PTA from the Achimota school. The Achimota school PTA. There are some parents in there. Let me tell you the problem in Ghana. You see, there are some parents that are part of the PTA. This is what they think. Every Rastafarian walking on the street is a ruffian guy. They are weed smokers. And because they believe their children have these religious values, like Christians and Muslims, they are more holy holy in society than a Rastafarian, so they would defend the school in not admitting the boys in the school. Yes, because the parents are now weighing their religious belief over the right of the child. That is what they did. They are now weighing their religious belief over the right of the child. So they supported the school to do that. But I'm telling you, if your child could be corrupted by a dreadlock on another person's child, then you are a failed parent. I said, if your own child, I don't care if you're on this video watching me, I'm saying this. If your child can be corrupted by the dreadlock of another person's child, then you are a failed parent. Yes. I said this thing to a woman. The time Ebony was alive, we know Ebony and her showbiz character, the way she was, the way she dressed. And the woman was complaining that Ebony was spoiling their female children for them. I told her, if you have been able to bring up your female child and Ebony is the one corrupting this child, then you are a failed parent. Let me show you parenting. I grew up on the streets of Accra. I have lived in almost all the zongos in Accra. I grew up with drunkards, weed smokers, and thieves. I'm here. I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't steal. You see, this is the brainwash of Africa. That is why Sakora men are our leaders, and they are the worst thieves that we have in society. Look, in Ghana, if you want to rob people, if you want to be a very nice thief, just find suit and tie, wear, and make your head bowed. Just bow your hair, wear suit and tie. You can fraud any person, including the president himself. Because they have been brainwashed to think that is what is showing that you are a good person. They have been brainwashed. Yes. I think somewhere last year, there was this guy that was frauding the ministers. Okay? There was this guy who was going around frauding the Ghanaian ministers. They did not make that news trend a lot because it was stupidity on their part. I think it was one minister that caught him and brought him live. But later on, they debunked the whole story because they will see how stupid our ministers are. I'm not the one saying because they are stupid. If an educated minister taking care of 35 million people is frauded by a guy in suit, then you should know how the level of intelligence that they have before sitting there. They display it in parliament all the time. So I'm not to be blamed for saying what I'm saying. The guy successfully frauded over 10 ministers in parliament. He frauded them. Daylight frauding. Why? Because he was dressed up in suit. This guy did not have dreadlocks on. He was dressed up in suit with a bald head. Bald-headed people are the thieves in Ghana. Bald-headed people. Your leaders. The leaders, the corrupt leaders that are running your country. How many of them have dreadlocks? They are bald-headed people in suits. We don't think. When is Africa going to wake up from these shackles of colonization? That we will hate ourselves. Yes. With all these things, it's simple. The guys were refused admission into the Achimota school because they are blacks. It's simple. That is all that I see. They were refused admission because their black children were dreads. That is it. Let a white, an American boy from America come to Achimota school today with dread. So far as his skin is white, he will be accepted into the school. That is what is in the rule. This rule does not apply to Caucasians. Caucasians in this extent mean foreigners. And this is how brainwashed we are. I've spoken a lot. 1 hour 15 minutes into the video. I want to post the link. I'll not be picking any phone calls. If you have anything to say, if you have anything to share from all that I've said, even if you have anything to challenge, I've posted my link. You can join me. You can join me, or if you have an idea to share, you can just follow the link, come here live, and join me. Share your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think about the progress of Africa, especially Ghana? 54 years, 64 years down the lane. What do we have to call ourselves free from colonial rule? Like I said, your education system, your politics, religion, everything was set up for you, for the slavery to continue in a different form. And people were put in charge of it. You see, people were put in charge of this. And these are the people they put in charge. Your lawyers, wearing the white man's wig. They are the people they are there to make sure the colonization continues. Your clergies, your pastors, with a white tie, they are there to make sure colonization continues. Yes, when you see them with this white cloth around their neck, they are propagating the agenda of the white man onto you. They are there to enforce you, to make sure you do not think. They are there to keep on reminding you that the white man is your God, and the white man will forever remain your God. These are the people controlling your mumu mentality. They are the ones controlling your affairs, because they resume position from your colonial masters. And that's the work they are doing over there. These are them. These are them. These are them. These are the people. These are the people. I said, if not, 64 years down the lane after independence, what is the white man's wig still doing on a lawyer and a judge's head? What is the symbolic, I don't know, what is the symbolic thing about this white wig? Oh, this is the question I always ask. Even when you want to wear a wig, can't it be black or something at least? Should it necessarily be what your colonial master taught you? We are not educated, but we think. Our brain works. Okay? It's because of that we think, yeah, someone is accepted. Yes. This was how it was. The black man will forever be carrying the white man. The black man will forever be carrying the white man. That is our God. You can see the God of the black man. You can see the God of the black man. The black man carrying his God. The black man is carrying his God. That is the God. That is it. And it's there. We display it everywhere. We display it everywhere. Look at the black man. The black man kissing his God. This is the black man kissing his God. Who is the God? The white Jesus is his God. The white man has been the God of the black man for all. Whether you accept it or not, that is the truth. That is why the ones down there are accepted and the one up there is not accepted. You see, this is the reason why the ones down there are accepted, but the one up there cannot be accepted. And this is the reason why the one on your right will wear that Brazilian Peruvian weave on and tell the one up there that he does not have the right to education because of his own natural hair. This is the reason. This is the same reason why the woman over there with the eyelashes like a witch going to fly in the night will tell the guy up there that his natural hair, his natural dread is not accepted in the school, but she is permitted to wear that Brazilian weave on everywhere she goes in the same school compound because of colonialism, because of mental slavery. This is where Africa has come. This is how far we've come. 64 years down the road, Ghana. The people down there forever remain our gods. And we cannot fight. We cannot fight. And we demonstrate it everywhere. The white man is God. Yes. So the girl in the middle there with that Ofrijato dread is qualified to enter Achimota school. But the guy up there is not qualified to enter the school. Why? Because the girl down there is white, looking like God. The girl is looking like Angel Ariel. You see, that girl is the angel that God sent from heaven to come to Africa to tell you have a God. So she is allowed in the school. Whilst that guy over there at the top, he's the replica of Lucifer himself. So with his dread, he even looks more like Lucifer, so he is not allowed in the school. And when you look at the woman in the ribbon, at the right side, she is representing what? She's representing everything this white girl taught her. Yes. This woman will proudly call this white girl as beautiful. She's everything. Oh, look at the hair. But the boy up there will be disgusting to this woman. This is the reason. This is how far Africa has come. When are we going to leave the shackles of mental slavery? When are we going to break the chains of colonialism? When will we be able to take these things off our head and minds? When are we going to train our children to have confidence in themselves? Yes. You see, the two people circle, they are allowed. They are allowed in our school. There is nothing wrong with it. After all, they are not Ghanaians. And they look more beautiful with their hairstyle. I'm telling you. Yes, but the black boy sitting there is not allowed to be looking like how that guy is looking. When was it even a rule on the continent of Africa that people must trim their hair? My people, it's time for us to think. It's time for us to think. Yes. This is what brainwashing has done to him. Look at an old man, a grown-up man like this man. Look at what he's doing. Look at what this man is doing. A grown-up man like that. Look at what he's doing. He's kissing his God. Yes, the God that he has always carried. That's what he's kissing. Africans, when are you going to wake up from this stupidity? Yes. And we have their representatives. These are the people representing them. Yes. When you look into on their neck, they have their neck and hairs. Yes. They wear the white man's weave on. Yes. To prove that, yeah, it's our colonial master. They taught us this and we are upholding it forever. Yeah, look at them. Yes. Yes. Look around their necks. Yes, look at them. Yes. When? Africa. When? I said the link is there. If you want to join, you can follow the link and join me here. If you have anything to say, you can follow the link and join me here. When will the black man be free from this? My name is LifestoneGh. We are here to speak for our country and our continent. That is the only reason why we waste our time. If you don't like anything that I said in this video, you can go to hell for all I care. If the need that hell exists. But please, Africans, it's time to start thinking about Africa. Look, those who want to go to their heaven, That is why I love this man a lot. Let me show this video of this man. The reason why I love him is this. He said, if you want to go to heaven and you think that place is more beautiful, what are you still doing here? Why are you wasting our damn fucking time? Go to heaven. Go to heaven.
I'm asking you, do you really know? Do you know where you come from and where you go? Hello? You don't know? No. You can bullshit yourself. I came from heaven, I'm going back to heaven. If you're so sure that you're going back to heaven, why don't you go today? If you knew that you are going to a better place than here, why don't you go? This is the greatest crime upon humanity, that we told people there is a better place than this.
The man just said it's simple. You see, the worst crime of humanity is telling someone there is a better place
in the heaven.
What? You see, he just said it simple. You are on the continent of Africa. Timber, gold, oil, what? Vegetation. What do you lack? Why would an African man think there is a better place somewhere than where he is today? If not for colonialism, if not for slave mentality. And now, you are welcome to my program.
Thank you, thank you. I always appreciate what you are doing. It's far better than the bald-head people over there they are doing. Yes, you said it. They are bald-head and they are criminals. You fool and robbers. No, why you bald-head? Eh? And say, young penny free, what tone what can kakra? Aba some no baba. Young penny free, what tone what can kakra? Titi, ama titi, we gonna wash yen, on an wash your or court war. When you mean Yancy Bello was a son cake, Eba Brochime Mahadea, once your wig bill. Once your wig bill or court. A Jimmy Sam Cotinia or Ghana, Jim, young paying for when you now waiting from 50 years to 60 years. I can pepper be any one to them. Not so called headmistress, as a revon, a counselor, a counselor, as a way to license. It be why you need to just natural head as MP. Young was an Oliver. Say you to young son. Say you to say young son and young Cassa. Mobile no yet. Say you to young son. Near young who I say, or in Nana, Nana so called indeed, Nana. I imported the one in why is he so called iron fool from a central region to central region? What now? Why is he because of Nana? Stop it, Nana. Yambin me yabaka, or pay 1 year and free acid, yabaka, Yamama Ghana, we Guinea, Yamma Yamana Ghana, we Guinea. Nana Kufa, the Asimia, but on boy now non country, because of your bald head, because only you want it so do. Sabio, only you want it so do, until Tuman Kadamasa maybe. Sabio, Nihinya, Yabaya campaign, Yabaya so called campaign is a tia, one of our feet. Abrochi war bagana war baton je be campaign de tia de eba na se wo bobo ko school a one gene wo ho wo ba rasta one gene wo ho ya be campaign de tia one serious campaign de ba be na no be stopa so kwa abaza return wo pra wayen ya be full campaign de tia one ye ye wa abrochi an internet no free wa abrochi kana no internet no boyazin ya be so kwa heavy demonstration wa internet ne de tia one. Na one magana ye yambobor o manyanka say yana man Ghana etima sir slave no lokodo e be slave no the one lokodo we yen school one a solo film mo hwe video bi one of Rastaman also wa solo film what do if you a solo film because of our Rasta also. This is stupid. Woman yangen na youth and say youth and say ya wana no I want impayfun no fatal into ya one look at education minister. We be now to one country. Borehead people in Africa. Thank you. Malcolm on Oba Dama. Bonamitu Numu Oyamiyo. Because Mawarian.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, who Black Power.
Yeah.
Black Power, welcome to my program. Yeah.
I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Mr. Toshuku.
Okay.
I want to first of all say hi to everyone watching us, and also to say thank you for hosting this program.
Thank you.
To enlighten Africa on the current situation and the level of, how do I put it? The low level we have brought ourselves to. Okay. Now, starting from the beginning, the first tools that was used against us is the media, which is the movie we watched today. If you can take a good look at most of the Nigerian movies, okay, you will discover that these movies portray African tradition in such a bad way. And these movies are promoting white culture. I have watched numerous movies in Nigeria whereby in a situation, the people are practicing their tradition, their culture, their religion in their own way. And a white man have to come and conquer them. These are Africans acting these movies.
Bro, I'm not ending you there. This reminds me of something. You see, in Ghana, the biggest movie industry that we have in Ghana, that is the Kumewood. It has collapsed. Do you know why it collapsed? Our media people, our TV stations, they went all the way to India to bring telenovelas, which they have voice dubbed into our language. And they prefer watching the Indian telenovelas, which is in Cree, that the Indians are worshipping their snakes and their flowers and their trees. Our people prefer that to our own movies. So this time, they don't like our movies, but they will propagate the Indian man's movie. But they forget one thing. The Indian man is not worshipping Muhammad nor Jesus. That one is okay. But anything African is barbaric. You see, that I have a program to discuss about this education issue. I've just not done it yet. I have a whole topic on that. We will come to that. We will attack the media. Some of us are now trying to redefine the African story. We want people to come out, start acting movies to portray the African story. We don't want movies where a man holds a Bible and pulls an African priest on the ground because he's demonic.
Exactly.
No!
Now
this has not come.
This is the origin of what we are passing through now. Okay? Yeah. Imagine where a kid, you have kids at home, they are watching this thing, and the kids are only celebrating the victor. And there is no way they can grow up, and you can now try to change this, which they have been brainwashed, or which they have been introduced to. It's always very difficult to pull this thing out from them. So I think the first way to tackle this issue is to get hold of this media that always portray Africans as barbaric.
It's true.
Okay. When you get this, the second one is what? Now, I believe Ghana's, I think Ghana's, they learned this fake pastor of a team from Nigerians. Okay?
Did we learn it from you or you learn it from us?
No.
Both learn. Both learn each other.
I'm historian when it comes to this. Okay?
Okay.
From the beginning of Christianity in Africa, there was this kind of Christianity we practiced before in Africa that has to do in conjunction with our tradition. Only that it has to do with now you have they implemented some like the Jesus Christ and all this. But these people, they go in hand with our culture. They participate in everything we do. Now, all of a sudden, greed brought this Pentecostalism. Okay, and the moment Pentecostalism entered Christianity, someone will wake up and tell you that God said to me, this is how the madness started. God said to me, and he said this, God said to me, he needed followers. And how can he get followers? He began to act miracles, faked and
That's a fake miracle.
Fake miracles. Now, this is how people, they gathered people. And people now coming out to, and they have to pay people to say, come and give testimony that such thing happened. My brother, it's a very difficult task to cure people of this. People that have, look at, okay now, look, even right there in Ghana, you just mention one pastor now, tomorrow you will receive a death threat. Oh, you are talking to our daddy, our man of God.
Which kind of daddy? Which kind of daddy? Daddy indeed. Son of God indeed.
So you see, it's like I said, when the physical slavery was in progress, like I said, you know, the white man always thinks ahead. That is why we cannot raise them. They knew the physical slavery. It was in no time before people will start fighting for their rights. So they set tools down that will make sure the slavery continue. Let me tell you, first, a white man will come with guns and chains to come and capture you into slavery, right? Today, in Nigeria, in our own Nigeria, let a white man come and put ship on any shore in Nigeria and say free Europe, free Europe. People will kill their family members to go and join us. No change.
So, my brother, I think I live in Germany. Okay, so I live with these white people. If I must tell you, currently, they are not even the one promoting all this in Africa. We Africans are the ones promoting their culture.
And they left it. They left it for you to continue. They left it for you. Yes, they left it. That is why, look, that is why they put people in charge. They make sure there are people who continue the work when they are gone. I ask this simple question. What is the meaning of the white color on this man's dress?
On your neck.
What is the meaning of the white color on his neck? Look at them. What is the meaning of the white color? What is the meaning of the white weave on these people are putting on as judges? Let's ask ourselves a simple question. What is the meaning? It is simple. They were put in charge of what was to be no more. So they are now seen to the affairs of colonialism. They have to make sure someone like you can never think for yourself. You see one thing straight. The white man has been your God. Like he wrote in the Bible. He said the servant cannot be more than the master, and you can never be more than it. That is why I said this simple thing. 2019, since COVID-19 hit the entire world, what effort has any African medical student or research institution done into getting a vaccine? No. Zero.
Hold on, son. You brought me to a notice now. Can I tell you something? Now, let me explain this to the audience. Look at this COVID-19 pandemic now. In Europe, the people say whenever there is high rate of whenever there is increase in the cold, the weather freezes, there is increase in the COVID-19 infections.
COVID-19, yeah.
Yeah, now, first time, there was first wave. There was second wave. Right now, they are going into the third wave because of recent, the weather got down a little bit. Okay? And they're saying the weather is down again. We're already in third wave. Then, how does this concern Africa that Africa have to join them in the third wave?
You said it.
Okay, now, look at now. It looks like these people are controlling Africa. Whenever they will declare anything here, they will call those their stood in Africa to say, we already declared third wave here in Europe. Why you do it in Africa? And they will follow up.
My brother, that is what I'm telling you. There are people that they have put in place, making sure they are gone, but making sure the agenda continues. So all they need is to take phone call. My brother, why do you mind your own resource in your country and someone will tell you what to do with it? Ghana, the gold that we mine in Ghana, we only get 5% revenue from the gold because someone decides what they want to do with it.
We are gone. Now, you are taking it far. Look at what they are telling us now, climate change. What does this got to do with Africa?
Africa.
What is climate change? So
Do
they
it,
are the
Africa.
only ones to tell us what will happen. We cannot even bring out a theory that they will accept all over the world.
No,
They are,
you
they are waiting. We are waiting to swallow anything they will cross into our
said, I
And-
said this. I said this. The white people said every continent should now legalize LGBTQ because they said it. I said, let Africa also come on board and said we want everyone to legalize polygamy.
Two, only two.
They should. They should.
You go to jail.
This is what we
You
also
go
have.
to jail.
They should legalize it.
You go
Polygamy
to jail.
it's no good. But trying to fuck your own brothers' anus is okay by them. They passed it and look at people jumping. Yes, the white man has bought it and it is accepted. Look at the extent. Our own organic foods that we plant. Today, the white man is coming with genetic modified organisms. And that one is, after you have finished cultivating that your maize, you cannot plant that same maize that you cultivated. You have to go and buy another seed to come and plant. African man have accepted this.
Do you know?
Okay, for me.
Do you know here in Europe? Okay, when you get according to them, they prefer one man, one wife, like we always do with one man, maybe 3 wives. Now, I wonder they will come. They will say respect our own.
Yeah.
But they don't want you to respect. They don't want to respect our own. Do you know that before, if you get married here, and maybe unfortunately you want to go for second one, it is not gonna work.
You go to jail. Even if you know what, you go to jail.
Straight to work.
You go to jail straight.
And for you to even to go through the process, you must first of all divorce the first one, which is not gonna be easy. So my brother, I have to leave you people so that another people will come in to contribute. All this mental slavery have gotten deep into our, and what we should do now is they got our parents, okay? Because our parents weren't aware of what was happening. Our parents have to get us for them. Now, because of what media, we live in a smaller world now. People can easily communicate. Now we are communicating against among each other, trying to enlighten each other. The most important job now to do is what? Not to let our own kids follow our step. Once we can able to do this, believe me, we have conquered them back. We have.
That is what I'm saying. I said it last time that look, you are not responsible for where you are giving birth to. You are not the one in charge of that, okay? But you are entirely responsible if you die poor. If you are born into a poor family, that's not your fault. That's not your doing. But when you die poor, that is your doing. So for how long have you been brainwashed to the extent that today you know I'm brainwashed, but you still cannot run away?
In Nigeria, when I was growing up, in the village where I grew up, I can walk around the village barefooted without a shoe on my legs. Nobody will call my parents to verify, why is this guy not having shoe? Should I buy one for him? But just imagine on Sunday morning, I didn't go to church. I want to go to somewhere, someone sees me. He will already contact my mom to say, I saw your son. He didn't go to church. Why? But this same person sees me walking around without shoes. He didn't care to know why I doesn't.
No, the church is more important. The church is more important. Go to church and be a good person. This is the word. You see, that is why I like what this man said. I just don't know. I like playing what this man said. He said the worst crime to humanity is ever thinking there is a place that is better than.
I'm asking you, do you really know? Do you know where you come from and where you go? Hello? You don't know? No. You can bullshit yourself. I came from heaven, I'm going back to heaven. If you're so sure that you're going back to heaven, why don't you go today? If you knew that you are going to a better place than here, why don't you go? This is the greatest crime upon humanity, that we told people there is a better place than this.
Thank you. Thank you. Just listen.
Now,
Yeah.
Nigerian and Ghanaian pastors will not like this.
No, they will not like it. They will not like it.
They are busy buying houses, buying private.
Buying third jets and things. That man, that's Suleiman. I'll be on him soon. Don't worry. You see me live Suleiman of a pastor. Me alone.
Suleiman got the biggest mall for his wife, a shopping mall for his wife.
Okay.
Got businesses for his wife.
And he bought a third jet during COVID.
But he's telling his followers, earth is not a living place. We should fight for heaven.
We have a brother joining us now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
Thank you. We meet again soon. Yeah, brother Boaje.
Bro.
Yeah.
What is it?
Hey, yo. I hope I am a last.
I think that my networking baby I'm me need good location to me share and talk as an year. Today, I think the next time I think I'm talk as an year.
Oh, okay, all right. So my people, I think I would like to end the video here. Please, Africa, let's remove this colonial mentality from our brains and begin to use our head. You see, God, the God that you claim you believe in, he gave you a brain, just use it. That is all that I'm propagating. Thank you very much. If you're not yet subscribed to this page, subscribe. I said the name of the page will be changing very soon from the African Youth Empowerment to the Pan-African Voice. I did it on purpose because of some messages that I'm receiving. So very soon the name of the page will be Pan-African Voice, not Pan-African Youth Empowerment. Thank you for joining me. And 64 years, you see, 64 years down the lane in colonization, these are some of the things that we've been able to come up with. Enjoy the video.
Opener on this one. These are the words of a wise man. Nobody carries a heavy burden than he who has evil intentions. Once there's a creation, there must be a creator. God, whose supernatural powers and miracles can only be found in the book, but not in real life, is equal to a God who never existed. Nasajina Nejuma, Bodini Abraham Ben Moshe, leader of Common Sense family. No size. Wagwan people like.
Christianity is a business. Yeah. Jesus is the product. Christians are the customers. Your prophet and your pastors are the beneficiaries. Yeah. Logic and common sense.
What a new way to cool off and quench your thirst. And now everyone is enjoying the surprising experience of Paradise Pack treated drinking water. Hi. Join the refreshing experience and enjoy the all-new Paradise Pack treated drinking water. Paradise Pack treated drinking water. Drink pure, live more.